think we will get started as we've got quite a few participants, and if anyone else joins in, we are recording this and we will then have it available as a audio visual, and we will distribute it to everybody who's participated. Let me introduce myself. My name is John Clune. I'm the Global GDS Development Manager for STAAH. I've been with STAAH for around about 11 years, and the last 7 of those I've had a global GDS development role in addition to some other functions within the organisation. You can see my email address there, which if anybody wants to write to me post this webinar, I always welcome your emails. Okay, so I've introduced myself. Let's start with what is GDS. GDS is a platform used exclusively by travel agents globally to make reservations. It's a unique distribution channel. It's different to the other OTAs that hotels are familiar with, such as Booking.com and Expedia. However, it is still a channel, but it's just a different channel. And it's used by hotels to receive reservations predominantly for business travelers. The world of distribution, the way it looks is this. Down the bottom, you have a hosting service. We'll cover that in a little more detail in a moment. The hosting service, in this case, STAAH GDS Synexus, we push out rates and availability to all 4 GDS systems: Sabre, Amadeus, Galileo, WorldSpan, and each one of those have 8 travel agents who have dedicated contracts to use those systems. So when you actually count them all up, there's about 600,000 travel agents around the world. The way it works is travel agents globally, as I said, about 600,000, use one of the 4 platforms. So if you walk in to any travel agent in the world, they are using one of these 4 systems. They don't have different ones in the same office. They're either all using Sabre or they're all using Amadeus. Travel agents have the ability to book airlines, car rentals, but importantly for you, hotels, all in the one reservation. It is important to note that 87+% of these reservations are business travel related. For a hotel to receive GDS bookings, they need to be listed on a GDS hosting platform. When a hotel is considering GDS, they need to be usually provided information and data about that impact on their decision-making process. STAAH GDS is able to offer an example of data. This is an example, 2023, these were the trends of the major influencing travel agents booking GDS reservations for, in this case, Mumbai hotels. So we are able to share this information with the hotels and additional information on top of that. You can see from it what we can provide as data, the growth of consortia travel agent reservations since COVID. And again, we've just used for this webinar an example of the growth and the bounce back since COVID finished in around May 2022, or should I say, restrictions were removed by various governments and countries. This is another one for Malaysian hotels. Again, mainly Kuala Lumpur, but again, this is data we can provide every hotel if they are interested in how much GDS business is there in their marketplace. Just another source of data that we have access to, and I've only chosen these 4 cities, but Auckland in 2023 had about 475,000 room nights booked by GDS using travel agents. Wellington, 235,000 room nights. Sydney, 1.9 million. Melbourne, 1.3 million. We are able to get this information for you and it doesn't matter where you are located. We just need to know the nearest airport to you. So how can STAAH GDS help assist a hotel grow their GDS transactions? So what we're talking about here is, let's say a hotel decides to be on the GDS. Well, it's not just like turning a tap on. The hotel also needs to have its marketing and salespeople in tune with the decision they've made to be able to grow the actual GDS transactions. What's a transaction? It's simply a GDS reservation. One of the sources that we're able to use to help the hotel is we can action an inquiry using Sabre Red to assist hotels know if their competitors are on the GDS. So if a hotel says, yes, I'm very interested, what of my competitive sets, hotels are on the GDS? We can provide this information. I know this screen might be a little bit hard to read, but the fact is we are able to show a hotel all their competitors who are already on the GDS. It may well prompt them to join and have GDS as a legitimate distribution channel for themselves. STAAH GDS can implement an audit on a hotel's GDS listing using Sabre Red to ensure the listing meets best practice. This is a very big thing. Some hotels will choose GDS hosts that have some limitations. It is really important that a hotel looks at a GDS host that provides what we call best practice. So this is an example of what this is what a travel agent sees. So there's a number of images here. The Avante Hotel in Malaysia is one that we've chosen. And you can see here, this is the rate plans that a travel agent can see. It has the rates. It has a icon on the little blue icon that says the travel agent can earn commission on these rates. And they have for example, this hotel has a room only rate, and they also have a room and breakfast rate. And they have those rates for deluxe rooms with various different bedding configurations. So it's quite detailed what the travel agent can see. The travel agent can also see more information related to the rates. For example, it has a fairly detailed room description for the deluxe twin room, twin beds, etc., etc. It has the guarantees, it has cancellation policies, it has all the information an agent needs to see to make a decision to make a booking. If we go back just a step or two, you can see here that there is a photo on display. When the travel agent goes into the room details, they can see more photos, videos of that particular room type. The best practice, as we refer to it, is setting up the property from the get-go. There's an initial consultation period and a requirement gathering. We need to gather some information from the hotels to make sure that we build the blocks right in the correct order from the beginning. We then talk about commercials and we have a contract signed. The third thing that happens is the account is set up and the build is completed. We do the build for you. It's not like you log in and you have to go do all the work as a hotel, and we'll cover this in just a little bit more detail in the next few slides. There is data mapping and configuration. We make sure that the room types, the rates, the amenities, the facilities are all loaded correctly, and then we do the mapping of those room types to the channel manager. We then do some testing to make sure that the data flow from the channel manager to the Synexus channel is correct, and we also do a test reservation to make sure that the reservation flows back into the channel manager as required. The last thing we do is a full audit on the listing that we have created. This is very important to make sure that we've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's for our hotel client. When they go live, we also take them on a walkthrough through the back end of the system. But most hotels, and I mean most, 99%, don't play in the back end of the Synexus channel. They do everything through their channel manager. And then we have a live date. The hotel is advised that they are now live. We give them login details, and one of our team takes over and deals with the hotel, giving them an oversight in the back end of the Synexus channel, or as we call it, the Synexus CRS. What is best practice to maximize GDS reservations? This has involvement from us and from our hotel partner. One of the things that has become increasingly apparent since COVID restrictions have been removed is that business travel is a very fluid type of reservation. The travel agent deals with their client, and the client wants to make a reservation with hotel, airlines, and then subsequent to the initial reservation, things move around at the client end where they have to change their travel plans, their dates, or they have to cancel. So because it's so fluid, we highly recommend that the hotels have a 24-hour cancellation for GDS reservations. We understand that they may have a 48 or a 72-hour cancellation period for OTAs like Booking.com, Expedia, GoAbobo, or whatever it might be. But for GDS, we would highly recommend that they take on board that it have a 24-hour cancellation policy if at all possible. We recommend that if a hotel, every hotel should have a room-only rate, but if they have the ability to provide breakfast, they could have a room and breakfast rate as an option. We absolutely recommend that hotels do not use non-refundable rates, as travel agents will avoid booking them. There is no point in having non-refundable rates like you have in the OTAs. These are the sort of things we discuss with hotels. We don't lay down the law, but we do give them guidance. When your listing is made, when we do the build, we highly recommend that you keep the room types for your GDS distribution to be the room types that are most often used by the business traveler. The other important thing is when it's all sorted and everything's connected, we recommend that the hotels use the same rates for GDS as they do for Booking.com, Expedia, etc. This is important because the GDS systems, the four of them, if they are forced into what they see as uncompetitive rates, they will push the indexing or the positioning of the hotel down in their listings. They're not asking for special favors. They just want to have rate parity with the other OTA rates. So once a hotel signs up, how does a hotel improve its GDS distribution? This is complex, and this is where hotels of larger size, where they've got resources like salespeople, etc., can consider using a connection via what's called Lanyon Publisher. If they sign for Lanyon Publisher, which is owned by a company called Cvent, the hotel then has two pathways to choose. The first and most commonly discussed is pathway one, which is your connection is via Lanyon Publisher, and then an introduction to the Sabre Consortia business programs, and the consortia programs run on calendar years. Can you discuss this with your STAAH GDS salesperson? Absolutely. However, in very recent times, there is also another option that you can sign for Lanyon Publisher. It is the doorway to these two pathways. And pathway 2 is you're able to be introduced by STAAH GDS to Cvent for their market leads, proximity reports, and business intelligence. These are 3 services. Massively large hotels may choose some of the consortia program and some of these services, but more medium-sized hotels, the big driver now of RFPs for hotels is via the Cvent market leads, proximity reports, and business intelligence. Can STAAH GDS arrange for a demonstration of the Cvent market leads, proximity reports, and business intelligence? Yes, we can. So improving your GDS reservations with STAAH GDS, you sign up for Lanyon Publisher via STAAH GDS, and then you choose which of your 2 pathways you want to go down. In addition to that, the bottom left tile, negotiated rates, that assuming you win some of these RFPs, you will also have rate loading requirements of negotiated rates that you were successful in submitting. We load your negotiated rates and we audit them. And we also send out, at no extra cost to the hotels, reminders as to when their validity date is expiring of those negotiated rates. They normally run for about a 12-month period. However, they will also be able to increase the rates for the following year. So this is what we do. This is the team who works around me. They are experts in this field. We can also, where required, assist in completing and submitting RFPs for the properties. There's no extra cost in that. But if a hotel has the skill set internally, then they are very capable of doing this themselves. The best part of the Lanyon Publisher program is that you fill out and complete your setup in that just once, because every RFP you just submit from all the data about your hotel that is required in the Lanyon Publisher, and that is submitted out on your behalf to any RFP. So we have the appetite and the time to help you as a hotel complete your Lanyon Publisher to the best level it can be, and you are then ready to use that Lanyon Publisher to respond to the RFPs. And as I said, we don't charge extra for that service. It's important that you look at seasonal rates and minimum nights when you're setting up your rates and your availabilities, because your channel manager will push rates, availability, and minimum nights as well. Like when you have a major event in your city, let's say it's a Taylor Swift concert, you will want to black out any rates that are less than what you want to receive. And business travelers will pay a premium, but they won't pay ridiculous premiums. If a hotel is interested in listing on the GDS, what should they consider as the major criteria? Okay, first and foremost, does a hotel, your hotel, have an existing base of business travels? Let's say you're not on the GDS. Do you have a base of business travelers who book directly with you? Or do you have where travel agents are phoning you to make bookings for business travelers? If so, it's only an indication, but it indicates the hotel already appeals to such business traveler types of guests because their location or their amenities or their facilities tick all the boxes for a business traveler. And the travel agents would prefer to be able to book via their GDS system. But let's have a look at a few other criteria. First and foremost, the location of the hotel. Are any of the following located near to your hotel? Major companies, airports, hospitals, industrial complexes, government departments, ports, banks, or just major business centres. If you are located within reasonable proximity of any of these or multiples of these, then GDS should be a consideration for you. The facilities and amenities at the hotel are an important criteria for the travel agent and the business traveler. Do you have, and you don't have to have all of these, but it's a good idea if you've got at least several of them. A reception area, pool, fitness center nearby. Do you offer free Wi-Fi and parking? Well, free Wi-Fi virtually is now a given. Okay, you find a hotel that charges for Wi-Fi, not sure how many of those are still in business. There should be daily room service available, perhaps dry cleaning away from the hotel, but where a business traveler can leave their laundry and have it returned at the end of the day, if possible. Yes, you could charge for it if you then send the dry cleaning out to a local supplier. Flexible check-in and check-outs as much as possible. Large beds. Now, a large bed, the minimum standard really would be a queen size. And then the next step up from that is a king. And then above that would be what's called a super king. Does the room have a desk? So a business traveler can do work, an ensuite, smart TVs, air conditioning. Is there transport at the hotel, taxis, shuttle services, Ubers, etc.? Is there any sort of dining, cafes nearby or in the hotel, restaurants in the hotel or nearby, and room service? Is that available, particularly possible for breakfast? Do you have ironing facilities, bottled water, tea and coffee making? And what's around the hotel for a bit of relaxation? I recently did a trip up into Southeast Asia, and I like to walk, but that's just me. But other people like parks, recreation areas, golf courses, a number of recreational facilities. Okay. So what steps should a hotel take if they wish to be listed on the GDS? Look, the first and foremost an important issue is to choose your GDS host wisely. There are some common items that I'll walk you through here, is helping you make a selection on a good GDS host. Some of you may already be on the GDS, I accept that. And you should consider, are you getting all of these services from your current GDS host? I'm not saying walk away from them. I'm saying you should at least ask the question. Do they assist with completing the build documentation? Well, over on the right-hand column, yes, we tick that box. We do the whole build for you. Do they complete the build for you? Yes, we do. Do they have a dedicated GDS support team? You would hope so. We definitely provide that. Do they include image loading and hosting in their monthly fee, or is it extra? Now, this is important because I just dwell on this for a moment. Travel agents, as I showed you earlier, are able to see all the details of the hotel, room descriptions, images, etc. In addition, the very large travel agencies who are also having major clients like Hewlett-Packard, for example, they often provide the travellers at Hewlett-Packard with an online booking tool. It's preloaded with their preferred airlines, hotels, etc., and the traveller can make their own booking, which then travels back to the GDS. So it's a genuine GDS booking back via that travel agent, and they want to be able to see the images of the hotels in which they may want to stay. Some GDS hosts charge extra for loading and hosting images. We do not. Will they load negotiated rates at no extra charge? A good host will do that, and STAAH GDS definitely offers that. Do they remind you of expiring negotiated rates? We are cautious about commenting on our competitors. All I can assure our clients is they all receive an email a month in advance of the expiry date of any negotiated rates. And the other question is, does your host do an annual audit to check your listing remains at best practice? Now, quite often, over a year, a hotel, for example, may renovate a certain number of room types and they're upgraded. But has that been also promoted on the various EOTAs, including, as we're talking about today, the GDS? It's important that the audit picks up any of those changes at the hotel. So let's just summarize this. What makes STAAH GDS hosting a good solution for a hotel? Well, the first and foremost is the full assistance provided during the setup, the net displaying rates and availability to maximize the GDS reservation opportunity, but having control of your rates and availability via your channel manager direct into the GDS is critical. Get the best GDS rate structures, cancellation policies, and commission guidance. Before you go live, we ensure in a conversation with the hotel that we've got all the best rate plans, structures, room types, cancellation policies, and we're open to a discussion regarding any commission you would likely pay travel agents. Remembering that travel agents don't earn any money if they don't make reservations, and the commission there is expected to be paid is 10%. We make sure that amenities and facilities are loaded to assist the travel agents. Travel agents hold the key because they're the ones who make the reservations. I've jumped around a bit here. We've talked about the displaying of rates, availability, and minimum and restrictions to maximize your GDS reservations and get the best return on your investment. A full audit of your listing is done by our experts before you go live, and we also try to do at least one per year and hopefully two. There is a dedicated GDS support team and a dedicated GDS support email address. STAAH has a special relationship with Sabre, and in my role, I have a dedicated Sabre account manager who I talk to at least once and sometimes twice a week. In addition to that, above the Sabre account manager is, we'll call it the senior management of the Sabre hospitality organization, and we have dealings with them and access to them as and if required. The fees we charge for this GDS service, we believe, are competitive. It's not appropriate here today to share commercials because they do get negotiated and move around, but they are competitive. And you also have direct access to the STAAH GDS management, which there's myself and a director I report to. You have access to us. You're not going to die wondering. You can ask us questions via phone, Skype, emails. So that's the story of STAAH GDS, and I thank you for your time. So we're now in a position to answer any questions. I would, if there are any questions already registered, Fahim on the, or Edwin on the chat, let's see if we can address those, please.
Yep, sure. So one of the person Mehndi asked about monthly fee and booking fee. So as John told, whenever there is a question like this, we will attend this. When you send an email to us, we'll take this appropriate your account. Let's say you, if you are from the New Zealand, then John will share with you. So you can send an email to John, ask about the commercial thing, and he will help you out.
Sorry, can I just, Mahadi is in New Zealand? Yes?
Mm, New Zealand,
New
she
South
said, yeah.
Wales. Okay. Hi, Mahadi. Just to, could you just type in as a response my email address, please, Fahim, if you'd be so kind? Oh, now I know.
Yeah.
Mahadi, yeah, I know where you are. How are you? I haven't seen you I've spoken to you for a long time. Mahadi, I will come back to you. I've just made a note. I'll come back to you directly. Okay. If anybody would like to just ask a question over the service, please do.
Hello, Mr. John. This is me, Kurniawan, talking from Hotel Kureta Keso Kemang, Jakarta.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Mr. John, I'm sorry, I had a briefing, so I jumped in the middle. So I haven't see your explanation in the beginning, but somehow I just got it in the middle. Uh, Actually, I'm really interested in this GDS program, and we have been using STAAH since I forgot about 2 years ago, and
Great,
we are really pleased with what STAAH already gave us the services, and it's really
great.
great that we can have a lot of access and to be able to expand our business. So regarding this GDS, actually we are still new in here, but is it really required that we have our own, let's say, some kind of a home page with working, I mean, booking engine with also used STAAH booking engine for
Yes.
this GDS? Thank you.
No, it's a separate program, or it's a separate channel altogether. GDS overall, first of all, and lovely to hear from you, and thank you for asking the question. You deal in your market there with Comang,
Yes,
and
yes, it's common.
great. Okay, so it's the start again. The direct booking engine off your website, that's your what we call your own personal channel. However,
Yes.
you also have connection to booking.com and a number of other channels that are, and some of them are more Indonesia centric, My Trip, etc.
Yeah, we do like Traveloka Agoda also.
Yeah, Traveloka. But you need to have a mindset that GDS is another channel, but just different. It's a bit different the way the more modern platforms like the booking.com and Expedia, they are different the way they behave and the way you build them and the way what they do. This channel that we're talking about, GDS, is purely just for travel agents. Okay.
Okay, I see.
It's
So it's a new whole platform.
Yeah, it's
Totally
another
different.
channel and a
Okay.
hosting, but to have distribution for it, you have to be hosted somewhere. And I see that Bernard's online from Amy Sweets, and thanks for joining, Bernard. But and he was able to come to a fairly recent seminar that we ran on the GDS, but we're happy to have a conversation one-on-one with you. Could I ask you a small favor, please?
Sure.
Could you email Komang and komang@staah.com and just ask her? We will set up a meeting and we will have a one-on-one video call with you and walk you through this scenario for you and explain it, because it's not fair to the other people here to take up their time, but we do need to address your requirements as a one-on-one relationship. If we could I ask you to do that for me, please?
Sure. Thank you so much for your chance to do that. So I already WhatsApp Miss Komang about this matter, and I would like to have one-on-one explanation with her. But it will be really an honor for us if you could also join.
Okay, and my colleague who's been on the call here, his name is Fahim, and
Oh yes, Mr. Fahim.
Yeah, and we will also involve him. But let's put that in place through Komang for the best time, day, and the week, whichever suits you. We will work around you, as evidently you're our client already, but we also would need to pay attention to this for the GDS.
Sure. Thank you. So we will contact you through Miss Komang.
Please, I'm not
Okay.
avoiding you. It's just
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
she's the
Okay.
lady who can pull it all together and coordinate it, and would
Yes.
be delighted to have a conversation with you. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Sure. Thank you. So I'll follow up with her, and
Please do.
let's see. Yeah. Sure.
Please
Let's see.
do.
We
That'll
can
be
set up the date. Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you. Is there any other questions anybody may have? Nope.
John,
Okay. Sorry.
it's Mehdi.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey, yeah, good. All right, just a question, and I just want to understand. So there will be a different agent will book the motel through the portal. So that means how they get the commission in from the system perspective. Are they going to, or GDS will be billing to us via a particular platform for all different like FCM or other kind of agent who booking the
Yes.
motel, and monthly will be consolidate one of the payment we pay to the as a one to how it works.
Okay, very simply, there is the most commonly used platform, Mahedi, is a company called Onyx. It's spelled ONYX. What normally happens is that the travel agents register, or they contract, the travel agent organizations contract with Onyx for Onyx to go and retrieve the reservation commission. Now, normally what happens is Onyx send to the hotel a report at the beginning of each month listing all the previous reservations made in the previous month. It comes in a spreadsheet format. The hotel then has the right to then respond to Onyx and say, no, this reservation was cancelled, this reservation was for a rate that's non-commissionable, and you send that back to Onyx, and then Onyx rejig the whole thing and send back to you the final report with their invoice. You just pay Onyx. Onyx pay the agents, evidently taking a margin from the agents for that service. You don't pay any more than the 10%, but you get a chance to tidy up from Onyx what they are saying are commissionable reservations. They may have been cancelled or whatever the circumstance was. Yes.
All right, no, thank you.
Yep, not a problem. You don't contract with us. We don't get in the, we see the relationship, the commission relationship is between you and the travel agent. And it just so happens they use organizations like Onyx to make it simple and centralized. That's all.
Yep, understand.
Good man. Any other questions? Okay. I would personally like to thank everybody. There's about 30 people been involved in registering and participating today. I hope it's been informative. We will be emailing out giving you access to a recording of this if you're interested. And hopefully there are some we know there are some existing GDS clients here. I also want to thank some people whose names I see here for attending. Some of them are some staff and some of them are associates. We'll call them partner associates. And I thank you, everybody, for attending today. And we look forward for your success going forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, John, for your wonderful presentation. Appreciate.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
John, you can
Okay.
put the next slide so that in case anybody wants, I can show the QR code. So if anybody wants, you can just click on it and get in touch with you.
Thanks, Edwin. Thank you.